Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ASTRA, the daily current affairs from the Hindu. So as we know, we have started this current affairs exclusively for UPSC prelims as well as for UPSC mains. So those who are looking for current affairs for upcoming examinations, we can follow our Telegram channel where we are uploading the news regularly. Along with this, we can follow our consistent YouTube videos that we are going to make. So this is Dhanunjayareddy coming out with the current affairs for the day. So let's go for a quick recap about what are the current affairs that we have as far as UPSC is considered on today, that is 25th of September 2025. So let's start with this. So let me first go through the prelims component. In the prelims component, what we have, if you look at prelims components, Finance Minister launches GST Appellate Tribunal, very important for UPSC prelims. So GST Council during its 56th meeting on September 3rd has decided that GST Appellate Tribunal would be made operational. Now what is this GST Appellate Tribunal? That is very important for our UPSC prelims. So have a look at it. We have already given this what is GST Appellate Tribunal in our Telegram channel. All these are given here. So GST Appellate Tribunal is a statutory appellate body established under the Goods and Services Tax laws. So look at the highlighted component, that is what UPSC will pick. GST is a statutory appellate body established under GST law. It has been constituted to hear appeals against the orders passed by GST appellate authorities. So normally whenever there is disputes in GST appellate authorities will hear this, and if you are not satisfied with this, you can go and appeal that in the GST Appellate Tribunal. And it will provide taxpayers with an independent forum for justice. No need to go to the courts. Now what is this body constituted of? So the tribunal will function with its principal bench at New Delhi, and it has 31 state benches across 45 locations in India. So total New Delhi is the principal bench, 31 state benches are present in this GST Appellate Tribunal. Now who will be composed of GST members? So there will be 2 judicial members, 1 technical member from the center and 1 technical member for the state. So there will be 4 officers who will be listening to the cases here, 2 from judiciary, 1 from technical member, 1 from technical member of the state and center. So total composition of the bench is 4 members. Now it will bring expertise from judicial as well as the so-called technical knowledge from both center and state administrations. This is what UPSC can ask. If they miss here, what they can ask? They can ask the key feature unveiled during the launch was GST e-court portal developed by GST Tax Network. So GST e-court portal was also developed to hear the cases through online. So e-court portal was developed by GST Network. That is important in collaboration with National Informatics Center. National Informatics Center is the one which will be developing the applications for government industries or government institutions. As a result, this is important. E-court portal was launched by GST Network in collaboration with NIC. Right. So apart from that, these highlighted points are important. Just note it down. These are very important for UPSC prelims. After this, Typhoon Ragasa makes landfall in South China Sea. So in the South China, Ragasa typhoon has come. This is important from prelims perspective, geography. So what they can ask, what are the names of different cyclones that they can ask? The names of this cyclone. Recently, Typhoon Ragasa has made. So the speed of the wind is approximately 145 kmph. So in this context, we should know what cyclones are called in different areas. Typhoon Ragasa has made a fall in South China Sea. This is important for prelims. The third important point for prelims from UPSC perspective today is crypto exchange traded funds may flood US as SEC simplified nod. Now they can ask what is SEC? SEC is Securities and Exchange Commission of United States. Securities and Exchange Commission of United States is SEC. Now what it is providing? Crypto ETFs, exchange traded funds. What is exchange traded funds? Exchange traded funds is a basket of currencies or basket of stocks which will be sold at 1 unit. That is called exchange traded fund. In India also you have public sector units exchange traded fund. Bharat 11 is exchange traded fund of India. So similarly, exchange traded fund is being launched for cryptocurrencies. Now what they can ask here is, they can ask what are the cryptocurrencies that are they part of it. They can ask what is SEC? Securities Exchange Commission belongs to which country? United States of America. Now what are the cryptocurrencies they are speaking about? They are speaking about cryptocurrencies like Solana, 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 and Dogecoin, DOGECOIN. Already some crypto coins have this exchange traded funds. Now they are increasing the total number of exchange traded funds for the so-called cryptocurrencies. Now earlier also for Ethereum cryptocurrency, you have exchange traded fund. Bitcoins, you have exchange traded funds. So earlier we have for Bitcoins as well as Ethereum. Now it is including all the Bitcoins at one place. So look at this, Ethereum, Bitcoins, and then you have some cryptocurrencies like Solana and then XRP. All these are including into this, and they are creating one fund so that if you want to buy, you can buy this one unit. Right, this is how they will ask SEC and what are the cryptocurrencies that is in use. Just what we have highlighted, go through it. That is most important, and that is what is important for UPSC. Next generation fighter jets. Larsen and Toubro and BEL consortium fuels AMCA advanced medium combat aircrafts have been launched by Larsen and Toubro and Bharat Electronics. So this is the first time from the country. Normally whenever we are going to prepare fighter jets for our armed forces, it used to be prepared, manufactured, designed by DRDO, and it is manufactured by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. HAL was the traditional authority who will develop our arms and ammunitions for Air Force, right? This is what we had. But for the first time in India, a private sector is coming and collaborating with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, a government company, to produce this next generation fighter jets. That is why this is important from science and technology perspective for prelims. Only prelims again I am saying. So 5th generation fighter jets, advanced medium combat aircraft has intensified with Larsen and Toubro and BEL consortium expressing their interest. This is the first time that the private sector consortium outside HAL has entered into the race. So these two people are coming and together they said that we are going to come out with this 5th generation fighter jets known as AMCA, advanced medium combat aircraft, L&T and BEL. That is what it is important. Next one is 70,000 crore maritime shipbuilding package gets cabinet nod. This is for transportation sector. In economics, this is important. Union Cabinet on Wednesday has approved 70,000 crore package for shipbuilding and maritime sector. Now this is a package to rejuvenate the Indian shipbuilding industry and maritime sector altogether. This is going to unlock 4.5 million gross tonnage capacity, and it is going to generate jobs. Prime Minister Modi also stated that a national shipbuilding mission will also be established very soon, which is going to create 30 lakh jobs and attract 4.5 lakh crore investments. So national shipbuilding mission, remember, and 70,000 crore maritime shipbuilding package. You just remember these two. You can write in mains answer writing. They will not ask here prelims. Mains answer writing, you can use this in transportation. 70,000 crore maritime shipbuilding package and national shipbuilding mission. After this, census clocked as surveys, central government says to High Court on ongoing exercise. Recently, Karnataka government has started survey, and where they are conducting some caste, religion, social and educational status. They are collecting the data. Now, central government approached the Supreme Court saying that, approached the Karnataka State High Court saying that this has to be done only by the Union government according to Census Act. Census is in the Union list in Schedule 7. But state government is collecting it. As a result, they are saying that this is exceeding the jurisdiction of the state, and as a result, they are collecting it. So this is important. Census Act jurisdiction is only up to Union government. So this is the case which is landed in High Court. What we have to remember for prelims, census is in which jurisdiction. That is important. Madras High Court orders CBI probe into Tamil Nadu Bahujan Samajwadi Party president murder case. So this is regarding CBI, how CBI can take up a case in a particular court, in a particular state. If you want to give a case to CBI, either the state legislature or state government has to permit it. If state government is not permitting, just like you are saying, High Court of that state can order CBI to go and initiate the case. So Madras High Court has ordered here, and they are going ahead with it. So CBI has two routes to enter into the state. One is state government permission, the second one is Madras High Court state permission. Now why CBI required state permission? Because CBI is established according to Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, which is having jurisdiction only up to Delhi. As a result, if it wants to come out and if it wants to take cases in any other state, it has to take the permission of court or the state government respectively. This is important for prelims. After that, NIRF ranking system has to be objective and transparent. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been in news recently. National Institutional Ranking Framework was criticized because the criteria that the government has adapted seems to have some flaws. As a result, they can ask in prelims what is the criteria that NIRF is following. On the other hand, I will tell you, NIRF ranking is given by the so-called Ministry of Education. That is prelims question. Similar type of survey will be conducted by a British company known as Quas-Quereli Syndrome Simons. Quacquarelli-Simons Global Education Index Ranking. This is given by British company. So at the global level, it is given by British company. Remember this. At India level, NIRF rankings was launched in 2015 based on the recommendations of the Union government. So NIRF framing was developed by Ministry of Education. This is important. It is going to give ranks for higher education systems in the country, launched in 2015. All these are important for prelims. On what parameters? Teaching and learning resources, research and professional practices, graduation outcomes, outreach and inclusivity, perception. This is the thing that they are criticizing about perception. The rest of the 4 things they are okay. So NIRF rankings is based on 4 parameters. How far the teaching is going on, learning is going on, resources are provided in an institution, how research and professional practice is being conducted in that institutions, what are the graduation outcomes, and what is the outreach and inclusivity. If you go in depth, this is what they are looking, but this in-depth analysis is not required. For your understanding, I have provided it here, but UPSC will not go in depth, just to focus on these 5 parameters along with who is developing it. So in each parameter, they are looking at these things. If you are interested, you can have a look at it. So this is important for prelims. Right. Next, Appointments Committee of the Cabinet. Cabinet Appointment Committee, ACC, has extended the tenure of Chief of Defence Staff, Mr. General Anil Chauhan. So Chief of Defence Staff is a 4-star rating inside the armed forces, which will be coordinating the so-called the 3 armed forces, be it the Army, Air Force and the Navy. To coordinate them, there will be one Chief of Defence Staff. This person, Mr. Anil Chauhan, was appointed in the year 2022, and then he is continuing his tenure. Now, who will appoint it? This is important for prelims. Appointment Committee of Cabinet can appoint it, right? And they are continuing. He is also the Secretary of Department of Military Affairs. Department of Military Affairs is also one department which was created in the year 2019. Department of Military Affairs, he is also the Secretary of it. CDS is the Secretary of Department of Military Affairs. So these 2 things you have to remember for prelims. Chief of Defence Staff, Appointment Committee will appoint him. He is the Secretary of Department of Military Affairs. So this is important for prelims. This is prelims. Community based says, group says, UP, Uttar Pradesh government ban on caste based rallies hits mobilization. Now this is about PSIR students' role of caste in Indian politics. This can also be used in Society in GS paper 1, where you have caste-based census. Recently, Uttar Pradesh government has said that we are going to prohibit community-based mobilizations for election rallies. Now, the vulnerable sections, what they are saying is it is going to create, normally, whenever we mobilize people based on the communities or caste, it is going to create awareness on the vulnerable sections, and they are going to have their awareness about their rights. But banning on this is going to hit their mobilization. This is what the thing is. So this can be used for PSIR students as well as GS paper 1, only for mains. 15 Palestinians killed in Israeli strikes on Gaza. Israel is not stopping its atrocities in Palestine. It is continuing on Gaza Strip. Please look at where Gaza Strip is located. You can download that from our Telegram channel itself. You can see the maps that we are giving it. That is most important for prelims. So this can be used for essay writing or ethics writing. 15 Palestinians killed in Israeli strikes on Gaza. Gaza is for prelims, the rest of the story. Just remember this, Israel continuation attacks or atrocities on Palestine is killing innocent people. So this can be used in ethics also. Madras High Courts, already I said this is prelims paper. This is also census flocked as survey. This is also important for prelims. Amidst protest, Congress MLA accused of sexual misconduct returned to office. This is about integrity. We can write it as an example in ethics. So this is a negative example. People should not hold these offices when they are accused of sexual misconduct. But this person has honored, or he has taken this position. Right? He has returned to his office despite having many allegations against him. So you can write this as an example for essay. Ethics. Mamata grants rupees 2 lakh to kin of each electrocutioned member victims. So recently we have seen that there were torrential rainfalls in the state of West Bengal, particularly in Kolkata, and due to the failure of the so-called state discoms, there was an electrocution that has happened, and it resulted in the death of 9 people. 9 people were dead because of the electrocution. Now what Mamata Banerjee is saying that they are going to give some compensation for the victims of around 2 lakhs, and she is also asking the state discoms to provide 5 lakh compensation. Along with this, they are asking to provide employment opportunities for the death of the kin of the deceased persons. Now this can be written in issues of urbanization. This can be written as lack of learning of experiences in ethics. So these things can be used in ethics and essay writing answers. Next, this one I said this is important for GS paper 3. 70,000 maritime shipbuilding package as well as national shipbuilding mission is both are going to be helpful in transportation sector. Next generation fighter jets, already I said this is important for prelims. This is also for prelims. Typhoon Rangsa is also for prelims. GST, now I said GST appellate tribunal, it comes under Government of India, Ministry of Finance, Department of Revenue. That is the reason we have highlighted this photograph. For every photograph that we are uploading, there will be some material or information in it. Please have a look at it. Government of India, Ministry of Finance, Department of Revenue is the one which is launching this Goods and Services Appellate Tribunal. If you come across a question under which ministry it will come or which department it comes under Department of Revenue. I have already said what is this GST Appellate Tribunal. Next, one more prelims news is important. That is UPI was launched in Qatar. So the 8th country to accept UPI is Qatar. So Qatar became the 8th country to accept UPIs. In this context, which are the countries which have accepted UPIs so far? So far, there were 7 countries. With Qatar, it becomes 8. The 7 countries are, remember in a map pointing, India with the so-called Nepal, Bhutan, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Singapore, Mauritius. Then you go for United Arab Emirates, Qatar, and then France. These are the 8 countries which you have UPIs. Very important. Last year they asked a prelims question, so we should have this understanding. So this is also given in the telegram. So now let's see the other news which is important for the so-called mains. High Court rejects appeal by Twitter Corporation against takedown orders. So recently Government of India has kept some restrictions on the social media platforms. Now social media platforms approached the High Court in Karnataka saying that this ban is against the freedom of speech. However, Karnataka government went ahead, Karnataka's High Court has went ahead with the government and said that you cannot have freedom of speech if it is curtailing the so-called sovereignty of the country. So this is one thing that they have said. Global South must work together, says Jaishankar, very important for IR. So India hosts a meeting of 20 like-minded countries on the sidelines of UNGA. External Affairs Minister says multilateralism is under attack and international organizations are being rendered ineffective. I am going to make a separate video. This is going to be important for GS paper 2, international relations and PSIR students. So you can just follow that. This is going to be useful. I'll make a video on that. Election Commission launches e-sign feature for addition, deletion and correction of voter names. So Election Commission of India has launched a new feature in its Election Commission of India net portal, ECI net portal, and that is going to have this is to take permission from the voters whether to add, delete or correction of the voter names. So this is the evolution process of Election Commission of India, reforms in Election Commission. If they ask such questions, you can just highlight this example. Next, mixed signals. This is regarding to the so-called India-US ties, which has been going in the downward trend. As a result, now we have to stop it and we have to come with the so-called good trade deals. So in this context, this article was written. So we have been hearing this, no need to go separately on this. India muted voice its detachment with Palestine, says Srimati Sonia Gandhi. So recently we all know that Palestine has been recognized as a separate state by France, and other states are also coming forward in order to recognize Palestine as a separate state. India has also followed this model during the times of Pandit Nehru. And throughout the years, we have followed this policy as far as Israel and Palestine is considered. However, recently, government of the NDA government under Prime Minister Modi has been following de-hyphenation policy rather than two-nation theory. In this context, this article is written. So the second important article that we have to understand is what is a state, what is this Palestine issue. All these things I will come up with a second article please have a look at it. So I'll make a separate video on this. This is about salt overload. So according to WHO, Indian adults are consuming nearly 8 to 11 milligrams of salt every day. This is double the WHO's recommendation. That is the reason it is going to create some problems. That is what this article says. So just have a look at it. This is going to be somewhat helpful. Number of Naxalites who have surrendered in Chhattisgarh has increased to 71. Right. So this is one point that you can write in internal security whenever they ask a question on left-wing extremism or Maoism. Iran sanctions snapback offers China oil buyers a lucrative boost. Now Iran sanctions. So we all know that Iran was kept under sanctions again due to Iran government going for testing of nuclear weapons. However, Iran president is telling that Iran is not doing testing of nuclear weapons, or they are not creating any nuclear weapons. But despite this, USA and the so-called Western countries are saying that Iran is going to have it, and as a result, they have brought back the sanctions again. So this is what they are saying, snapback mechanism. They can ask this question, what is snapback mechanism? Snapback mechanism is reimposing the sanctions on Iran. Reimposing the sanctions on Iran is called snapback mechanism. The P5+1 countries are determined to bring back sanctions on Iran. So they can ask this question, by the way, prelims, snapback mechanism is related to what? It is related to Iran, which is United Nations Security Council Resolution 2231, which has established this, endorsed the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, which removed the sanctions. Now they are bringing back the sanctions because Iran is going for this, despite the president is saying that we are not going ahead with it. Ukraine is in a position to fight and win the war, says Trump. That's okay. Next, how are courts protecting personal rights? This is important, guys. What are personal rights? Personal rights are safeguards of individual names, likeliness, images, voice, signature, and other distinctive traits from unauthorized commercial exploitation. This you have to remember. What is personal right? The rights of persons, that is my name, my whatever I like, my images, my voice, my signature, wherever I am active, someone will be following it, someone will be blocking, someone will be creating artificial, someone will be creating a theft of my data. All these are very common in internet. As a result, Supreme Court has protected your rights. So what are those rights that you have, protections that they have given? You can have a look at it at your free time. So unfortunately, Ladakh went into the so-called deadly violence again. This is a ghastly thing for the country. So Leh or Ladakh is asking for a statehood, as well as they are asking for the so-called recognition in the 6th schedule. Right. Administration of tribal areas of Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, Mizoram you have. Now they were asking that Ladakh should be there. So in this context, they can ask borders of Ladakh. So Ladakh, if you see, it is a part of Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Kashmir is one side, Ladakh is one side. The borders of Ladakh are Himachal Pradesh on one side, Aksai Chin region, which was occupied by China, Gilgit-Baltistan region, which is Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and Siachen Glacier is there, and Sakshigam Valley that Pakistan has given to China. So Ladakh borders are important. Have a look at it, and where exactly the issue is happening. The issue has happened in this area. So Leh is the place where this has happened. So this is something which is undermining the integrity of India. Trajectory of irrelevance, very, very important article for GS paper 2 as well as for PSIR students. Everyone has to go through this because this is speaking about United Nations functioning. So I am going to, so already our team has mentioned that this is for PSIR as well as GS paper 2. United Nations extremely important. What I am going to do, this is the third video that I am going to make on this. So I am going to make 3 videos. One is on Palestinian issue, second one is on United Nations issue, and I will make a separate video on the so-called Global South, this one. So these 3 videos I will make for PSIR students as well as for GS paper 2. That will be useful, right, ladies and gentlemen? This is what we have as far as current affairs is considered today. Please subscribe to it, and if you have any friends who are asking how to prepare for it, please forward our videos, and you can also subscribe to our Telegram channel. Just subscribe to that and you are going to get the material for current affairs. No need to prepare any other thing. Just believe in this. This is going to be helpful, right? Thanks for everyone. Have a great day. See you all.